Hi everyone, welcome to the Prescott Sunrise Lions Show presented by the Prescott Media Center at the Prescott Armory. I am David A. Snyder CPA, MBA and EA with David A. Snyder CPA. I am a member of the Prescott Sunrise Lions Club. Please go to prescottsunriselionsclub.org to see the projects we participate in and come to our meeting every Thursday at 7 a.m. at Waffles and More. You know where that is? That's where the Goodwill complex is. That's across from the Walmart complex on Iron Springs Road. So that's where it is. So come to Waffles and More at 7 a.m. every Thursday, and you can become part of our group. During our tax credit program for for the fiscal year 2017 and 2018, we received $148,205 in tax credit monies. Please call me at 928-445-0104, extension 9, if you have any questions regarding tax credits. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. That is what we do at Lions Clubs. We serve. In our community, we emphasize the charitable organization tax credit. And for this upcoming tax season, the tax credits for the charitable organization tax credit is still $800 married filing jointly and $400 other tax statuses. Our Lions Club gives to programs like the Agape House, Canine Companions. That's a dog for people with like things like PTSD. Camp Tati, which is a camp for kids with disabled kids during the summer, and that's in the White Mountains of Arizona. Del Webb Family Enrichment Center, which is, it's at Yavapai College, and it's for the students as well as the faculty there that have kids that are really young, and they can take them for, it's sort of like a daycare program. There's the Fair Start Backpack program that gives school supplies to kids that are underprivileged kids. There's the Family Advocacy Center. There's a 100 Kids Project. Sometimes kids are underprivileged kids go home and they don't really have much to eat. So we send on weekends, the food home with them so they have some food to eat during the weekend. So that's the Hungry Kids Project. Leader Dogs for the Blind, that's self-evident. That's dogs that help blind people function in society. People Who Care, they give rides to elder people. Prescott Area Shelter Services, that's also self-evident. School mini grants, that's little grants for for school projects that are for public schools. School Nurses Assistant, a long time ago, we gave money from our Greatest Need program to get scanners to scan kids' eyes so that Yavapai school nurses could go around Yavapai County and scan kids' eyes so they can tell them, hey, you need to go get glasses or something, so they're not sitting in the back of the classroom thinking they're stupid because they can't see the board. Teacher preparation scholarships, vocational scholarships. We've given about $2,000 to $4,000 every year to projects mostly at Yavapai College for kids that are in vocational, that are going into the vocational industries. Vocational scholarships, Yavapai Casa for Kids, that's for foster kids. Yavapai Food Bank, that's self-evident, that's food for people that are under privilege. And Yavapai Exceptional Industries, which is YEI, which is for disability, it's programs, adult employment for adults with disabilities. And many other programs. This year we're going to add for the 2018 tax credit for the calendar year 2018, we're going to add Boys to Men, and there might be more to come. We also have something called the Greatest Need, and like I mentioned, we got scanners for kids. So that helps a lot of kids in the area so that we can get them glasses too, because that's one of the big things with Lionism. That's one of the planks for Lionism. Sight and hearing is one of the big planks for Lionism. So please start contributing now by going to our website at www.prescottsunriselionsclub.org. There's other charitable contribution. This is the charitable tax credit. There's also the school tuition tax credit, which is $2,193 married filing jointly, and half of that for other statuses, and that's for schools like Primavera or Sacred Heart that are private schools. Public schools is 400 married filing jointly and 200 other statuses. Foster care is $1,000 or $500 for other statuses, and Military Family Relief Fund is $400 married filing jointly and 200 other statuses, and that is, you got to do that one by early November. Now, all these tax credits, that the 5 I just mentioned, organizational tax credits, schools, you know, the 2 school tax credits, the foster care, and the Military Family Relief Fund, all but the Military Family Relief Fund can be done through April 15th, but they don't help you on your federal return if they're not done by 12/31. The Arizona Military Family Relief Fund really has to be done by November because it has $1 million cap, and those people and people contribute to it all year long. So, you know, if it's done after November, it probably won't be utilized, and they'll send it back to you. All right, so our guest today is Mark Anderson, who is the first vice president of the Prescott Sunrise Lions Club. Thank you for being with us, Mark.
Yeah.
All right. So, when did you come to the Lions Club?
May of 2017.
So you're a newbie and you're already the first vice president.
Well, yeah, I don't know what happened. Somebody must have been gone that day.
Well, I was in the club 6 months, and I was already charged with being second vice president. So,
well, they hope to hold on to you by keeping you busy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad they're doing that. Okay, so please tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and how did you get here?
I've been in Prescott about 14 years. I moved from the north coast of California, Eureka area, where I was there off and on for probably 29 years. And I have a business here in town, a little appraisal business that I do, and a lot of
home
people,
appraisals, business,
residential,
buildings?
yeah, and you know, a lot of people know me through that.
So it's only homes and residential.
Yeah, just residential.
It's not commercial buildings or anything like that.
No, they'd like to rope me into that, but I haven't done that.
Does that require a different test or a different license?
It's a superior license, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you've been here 14 years, and
yeah,
you know everybody, don't you?
Well, my wife does, because she taught at Lincoln for 30 years, at Lincoln Elementary, so she was Mrs. Rothel for years, and now Mrs. Anderson for the last 14. But so a lot of people either know me or my wife.
All right. You got a great laugh.
She's a lot nicer than I am, anyways.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, she's very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk about the upcoming play day, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell us all about that. What type of events are going to occur? And
well, I kind of run into this idea. I've been mountain biking out at the Brownlow Trails out at the park out there, and I noticed, you know, you got pickleball, you got volleyball courts, there's 2 baseball fields, plus Pioneer Park has, you know, the additional fields, but that whole west side of Commerce Drive has a lot of sports opportunities. So I convinced our club that we should have a play day.
Okay.
And invite people in to play sports activities and have a good time.
So what are we going to play?
Where?
What are we going to play?
Oh, what are we going to play? Well, like I said, there's baseball and kickball. We've got pickleball.
Is it baseball or softball?
It's softball. You
Okay.
got me there, David. Pickleball and volleyball. Well, mountain biking, and you know, it's potential for hiking and maybe a 5K.
Horseshoes, stuff
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. Well, in our beer garden, we're going to have what's called beanbag toss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll
There's
be
other
fun.
names for it, but I'm going to leave that off.
Well,
but,
the beanbag toss is probably the best one for the beer garden
people love that.
for the beer
I'm
garden
telling
people.
you. And we're going to try and get some of the people from Dale Webb, see if they'll maybe sponsor some games for maybe the real young.
Yeah.
Have something for them to do while their parents maybe watch So if you come, our beneficiary is the Yavapai Food Bank, and so it's a good cause. So our admission is you have to bring a canned good or a dry good to the event to help the food bank. It's a good time of year to help the food bank because they're generally low on supplies that time of year, and we're hoping to generate some interest for the food bank with our event.
I remember helping the food bank out a couple years ago by going to get a check because they were low on turkeys for Thanksgiving. So I remember going getting a check from our treasurer and taking it down to the food bank so they could go get enough turkeys for the community that needed it.
Yeah, well, yeah, it never seems like enough, but you know, if we place this event to help them at the right time for their needs. Plus, we think it's going to be fun. This is our first time. We don't know if people are going to like it. One of the feature games that we're going to do in softball is I contacted our fire chief, Dennis Light, and he challenged the Chief Black, our police chief, to a softball game. So we're going to police.
Those people are competitive. They're going
versus fire. So
they're going to fight it out.
So we thought there might be some interest in that game.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun. Go drink and watch, huh?
But we're going to bring in some new sand for the volleyball court. So they're going to have a nice volleyball tournament going on. So that's going to be something worth watching. And of course, pickleball. If you haven't been exposed to it, it's the latest thing to do. You know, and a lot of people are getting into it.
My stepfather's 80. He's still doing it.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of people in that community that do that.
And of course, the mountain biking and whatnot, all those trails. Gerald Brownlow developed those years ago, and they've upgraded the trail system there, and so it's a really nice trails to ride. And kickball, I think we quite possibly have some of the schools get involved with some kickball games.
All right. See those kids playing kickball.
Well, it could be the adults. We might get some teacher challenges going here.
That'd be great.
So we're looking for challenges, you know, people that want to play. I mean, it's play day.
It's play
you remember
day.
when you were a kid, you'd ask one of your friends out to go out and play. You know, that's kind of how this event is. Just we're asking people to come out and play and have a good time. We're going to have a barbecue, you know, hot dogs and hamburgers, that kind of thing, and a beer garden there.
Wine too?
Oh, well, is there wine too?
Yeah, that's what I put on the insurance.
Well, there must be wine in it.
Beer and wine, but
Hold
no
it to
liquor.
a slow snivel, I hope. But
Yeah.
At any rate, but that should be, you know, and the beer garden's kind of elevated over the field, so you can have a cold one and watch the game at the same time. So,
That's great.
Yeah, yeah. So it should be a lot of fun, and it's all kind of within walking distance of each other.
And so you're saying that that's at Pioneer Parkway?
Well, Pioneer Park is the original fields that they developed, and then they developed another set of fields. They named it after Judge Keebler, so the Keebler Fields. And it's probably been 3-4 years ago at least, the Diamondbacks rehabbed one of those fields. So it's this
Major League level.
They're in good shape.
Yeah.
Now,
what day is this grand event going to happen?
Oh, I didn't mention it was September 29th.
Yeah, September 29th, right?
It is. Yes. So generally there's good weather that time of year, and should be a good time for
that's terrific.
For a little outing. And,
yeah.
And my opinion, this event's going to grow over the years. Mm-hmm. This will be our virgin launch. We're hoping the people will enjoy it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will. And keep in mind that that's going to be a great day for that. And what was I going to say about that? Huh. You can't read my mind. I'll bring it up later when I remember. I got to start writing stuff down, I think. What other projects do you work on for the Prescott Sunrise Lions? Diabetes and paper project?
Yeah, of course we have our papers that we do out in Prescott Valley, and so most of the guys volunteer either Wednesdays or Saturdays, and we put them in the big semi truck, and they pack it off to Phoenix or points unknown. So that's been pretty much a
project for
regular
about
project
20, 25
for
years.
Yeah, they've been doing that for a long. They've done a lot of things. They've done Teen Maze for 13 years.
Yeah, I had Casey on this show a couple months ago.
The Sunrise Club is probably about as good at community service that I've had experience with other clubs. I'm not downplaying those clubs, but I'm just saying in terms of just focusing on the community, Sunrise Lions tend to be right at the community level most of the time. They're not too very much distracted away from that.
So the Prescott Sunrise Lions does the paper project down. We do recycle all the paper in Prescott Valley. Those are our bins, and we take the Prescott Valley, and it's right behind the Back Burner restaurant where all that happens. So that's a great project that a lot of our members participate in, and they really help out. And we make some money, and we put all the money we make, including this play day, goes back to the community. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So for the paper project, for the diabetes project, well, not the diabetes project, it's more of a help the people with diabetes. But all the money we make goes back to the community in the form of things that I talked about, monies that go to those programs I talked about, from the Agape House to the YEI. And it really helps out the community, and that's what we do. We serve the community. So I just want to emphasize that this is not for us. This is for us to give back to the community. That's what Lions do. There's 1.4 million Lions in the world, 210 countries around the world, over about 42,000 clubs. And we, a couple years ago, we had a president from this area, international president, the president of the whole Lions Club International, was from this area. His name was Joe, and we all serve. And so next year you're going to be the president of the club.
That's what they're telling me.
Yeah, you're going to be the president of the club.
Yeah.
So what do you have in store for us? Do you have any ideas?
Well, you touched on diabetes, and it's near and dear to my heart because our daughter's a type 1, and so I'd like to see if we can do a little more ground level stuff with diabetes that isn't already being done by either the hospital or the American Diabetes ADA.
Yep.
And I think there's probably some things we can do at the student level that potentially screenings, a little better maybe education, a little more direct education into the system so they understand more about what are the symptoms of diabetes. It's the fastest growing disease of our world.
Yeah.
And it's a real problem, and so we're all looking for ways, and Lions added this to their platform. What was it, last year?
Yeah, it's a plank. It started in 2000, I guess July of 2017. There's 5 planks of Lionism. Diabetes is the 5th. Sight and hearing is the 1st, and then there's environment. There's childhood cancer, and then there is another one that I can't remember right now. But diabetes became a special emphasis. We actually was one of 2 areas in the country that got involved with the pilot program that Lions Club International instilled upon us, and we were able to distribute a lot of funds to help bring up diabetes support groups, and then we're whatever helps the diabetes programs we're going to do. So yeah,
and I think it's just a lot of people trying different things to see. You never know which one's going to be stuff that works good. And so we'll be part of that. We've got a great project going on at Discovery Preschool, replacing, putting some of the fake turf down for the kids to play on.
Because there's too much cement there.
There's a lot of concrete there, but this is in one of their interior yards, and it'll provide a really nice play area. I mean, that's what I really like about the Lions is that they really get down to the local level and find projects like that and do it behind the scenes. They don't make a big deal out of it, but
Yeah, we got to do a little bit more about making it a little bit better PR, because we haven't had, I mean, sometimes, some people start things and then they don't, then it doesn't happen anymore. They just forget about it. Like, I've done that before. And so I was working with somebody, and then you stop working with them, and you just forget about helping out the PR level of this. Because the more people know, the more people that can be helped. That's really what happens. That's why we're doing this show. I mean, we're trying to sprout it around the area to tell people what Lionism is and what we do and how they can come help.
Yeah. Like at Play Day. It's not hard. Bring a canned good.
And that's going to be a fun day. Bring a canned good.
Watch a little baseball, or kickball. Probably
have a beer or two, and then
at least for the ones that are legal. Yeah.
And have a few hot dogs, and just watch the cops.
Yeah, we might have some surprise barbecue come in. We'll see how that works. Again, this is the first year we're developing this. If somebody's watching this and they're interested and say, "Hey, I have a good idea for you," then
we'll take the ideas.
We'd
try
welcome the input.
Can't hurt to try it.
But
right?
I think we've got plenty going on for this year right now that will make it interesting and fun event for people to come and support the food bank.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this on September 29th.
September 29th. That's when it is.
Yeah.
Out there at Keebler Fields.
Yeah, Keebler Field, most people don't know where that is because they've renamed that thing so many times. But yeah, it's out there on Commerce Drive where the Brownlow Complex and Pioneer Park.
Well, I'm going to go recon it on the way home.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So that we can figure that out. I know where it is, and I can go right there on the 29th.
Yeah, yeah, just like we knew what we were doing. Huh?
Yeah. Now, what time is it going to be?
We're looking at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So.
Okay. Good. Good 6 hours of fun.
Yeah, and the police and fire are booked to play at 3 o'clock. So you really don't want to miss that. That's going to be. Pretty good gig. Not that any other games are less important, but I think that one's going to
be like the Ravens and the Steelers.
That's going to generate.
They beat the hell out of each other.
Well, I hope.
In good fun. In good fun.
I hope they don't do that. Oh, and I should mention that Mayor Mingarelli volunteered to be the umpire of that game.
Excellent.
And his lovely wife Sheila has volunteered to throw out the first pitch.
Okay.
So we get a little more
community
involvement.
Maybe
there.
she's an old softball pitcher, and she can really wing it in there.
I just stay out of her way, and you won't get hurt.
I can see that, right? All right. So anything else about that?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. You always think, well, this is what's going to be, and then you hope people will come. And that we have a good turnout.
We're looking for about
support.
800 people to come to this. 800 to 1,000 people to come to this. I mean, it's the first year, so that's what we're estimating will probably come.
Yeah.
Including the ball players and everybody that wants to play pickleball and all those other enjoyable games.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few Frisbees being thrown around.
So you talk about mountain biking, but would there be hiking and all that kind of stuff?
There's a whole nested trail system all around the parking area. You can take a short hike, you can take a long hike. Gerald Brownlow set that up years ago to be a 5K or a 10K run. But since then, Chris and his crew has revamped the trails into a really nice system. And so it's if you haven't been out there on those trails, it's worth just exploring that part too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. It's really going to be a good thing for the community.
Yeah, it'd be a humdinger.
Bring them together, huh? Bring the community together more.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to want to come out.
Yeah.
So
that's terrific. Is there anything? Okay, so what other projects are you involved in?
Well, you know, I've got some of my pet peeves, or not pet peeves, but pet projects I'd like to do. I'd like to do some more joint venturing with other groups to maybe do some more community trails, things of that nature to kind of, you know, spruce things up, create a little more enjoyment in the community, and get people out to do some civic projects. So I'm hoping to. I've done a couple of those, and I'd like to do some more. Mm-hmm. One of them was I did the paver project at the Discovery Preschool with another club I was with, and it just was a nice project. There was a couple gals that in wheelchairs couldn't get out on a CHIPS playground, so we put in some pavers so they could navigate out and be out on the playground with the other kids. So this is a cool project, and there's just so many of that, and that's what I look for, is projects like that really make a difference in your community. And
we actually sponsor one of the trails over at Groom Creek, I think, and I think we had a call to arms to go clean that up this week.
The nature trail.
Yeah,
yes.
In the next couple of weeks to go take care of that, because you can only take care of that certain times. Especially you can't take it when there's fire restrictions. You can't
big controversy with the sign and
yeah. Yeah. Well, I won't bring that up because that's not right. So, but the Groom Creek trails, and we actually built them 30 years ago, I think. Right. Something like 30 years ago, I think. So
yeah, I've been on them, and they're nice trails.
Yeah.
And it's nice, level, easy way to get around and check out the pine forest at Groom Creek.
Yeah, excellent. All right, Mark, we are the Prescott Sunrise Lions Club, and we'd like to invite you to our club meeting, which is held at Waffles and More at 7 a.m. every Thursday. Again, 7 a.m. every Thursday at Waffles and More. And you will find that our club is friendly and fun, but you'll also be very engaged. We are very engaged in the Prescott and Prescott Valley communities, and we joke and laugh and fully understand our purpose in the community we serve. If you want to be part of such a group, then become a member of our club. I want to thank the Prescott Media Center, Rob, Jim, Linda, and Emma for helping us with the program today. And again, thank you, Mark Anderson of the Prescott Sunrise Lions Club, for being my guest today. I want you to come see us at Waffles and More at 7 a.m. every Thursday. Thank you very much.